What's the perception of him?
He's a big guy that can fight. He got too many muscles for. It seemed like stateside everybody talk about his build more than he talk about his skill set. In my opinion, Joshua put together punches more than any heavyweight in the last 10, 15 years, in my opinion. I mean, combinations. He put punches together very well. But at the same time, there's mental lapse that have happened.
More than Usyk?
Yeah, way more than because Usyk, I'll give Usyk a reason that he's throwing 4, 5, 6 punch coming in. It's because we can say, well, he's a smaller guy. I'm talking about with AJ's built, with his size and that heaviness that he carried. I've seen him put together punches better than you could say how early Mike Tyson would put together shots, something like that.
Not so much now though, right?
And there you have Malik Scott yet again critiquing Anthony Joshua. And this is something I wanted to counterpunch on that he said on Talk Sports. Shout out to them. He was a guest on Talk Sports Boxing. And he was in the trenches and he was being asked about Anthony Joshua. And I think he said something that I've been saying for a long time, that Anthony Joshua was a better combination fighter back in the day, 5 or 6 years ago. The Joshua that fought Klitschko, the Joshua that fought Povetkin, that was probably the best Joshua you were going to get, offensive-wise. I'm not sure about defensive-wise, but offensive-wise, that was going to be that guy. That undefeated, fearless fighter, champion. He could box, he could fight, he could take a shot, he could get back up, and he could give a shot. And he did throw some beautiful combinations. That's why he was known or got known for his punch placement. See, one thing that caught my eye about AJ was the fact that he was able to move off the pivot, counter like he did with Charles Martin. That was the first fight I saw him fight. And he knocked out Charles Martin in 2 rounds. And my story began with AJ before I seen AJ, okay? When he fought Charles Martin, when Charles Martin fought whoever the fighter was disqualified. Let's find out who that is, because I'm tired of not knowing, because I forget about him very easily. So let's look him up right now. Okay. All right. So it is his name. His name was Glaskov, okay? Vyacheslav Glaskov. That was his name. And that was a disqualification, okay? And it was due to a leg injury. And knee injury, okay? And I saw him and I wondered, okay, what does he have? Because I never really got to see Charles Martin, so it was kind of like an incomplete, okay? And it's like, to me, when he got in there with AJ, and I'm like, okay, well, who's this kid? Okay, the Olympian. Yeah, I heard of him, but I never seen him fight. Boom, okay, he's down in the second. Then boom, okay, he's down again, then it's over. I'm like, whoa, okay. And then the way he nonchalantly did that, you're like, okay, where are the layers to this guy? How good is this guy now? Because Charles Martin's out. He's the champion, or the former IBF champion, due to knee injury from Glaskov. But, you know, we didn't really know what he had, but he didn't really have the opportunity to show us what he had. So he gets knocked off by AJ. Then AJ goes up against Klitschko. The next time I see him, he's going up against Klitschko, okay? And the funny thing about that, I was like, okay, yeah, I seen this kid knock out Charles Martin, but he's not going to take out Klitschko. You know what I mean? Because I seen that shit show with him and Fury, and it was just like a boring-ass boxing match, okay? And Tyson Fury was just ready to bounce and move and box and bounce and move and box, and he got the decision. Credit to him. Whip-de-fucking-do. Then he didn't give him the rematch, and I thought that was kind of strange. And the next time I saw him, he was jumping in the ring with Deontay Wilder. Fattest he could ever be, right? Okay, so back to AJ and Klitschko. AJ and Klitschko fought, and I was like, okay, there's no way he's going to do that until like he dropped him. I'm like, oh shit, he dropped Klitschko, and I was with my father. And the weird thing was about that fight, Klitschko came right back and started nailing him with left hooks and right uppercuts. Okay, and then he dropped him again. He gave him an ass whooping as the counter. Okay, the counter attack in round 5 after he went down. He whooped AJ's ass in the 6th round. He whooped his ass some more, and he dropped him in the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th. You know, I seen AJ look sluggish. Okay, and I was thinking to myself, like, oh man, this dude has a stamina problem, or he's just hurt, or he's chinny, or something like that. It could be all the above. And he comes back in the 11th round and catches Klitschko with a beautiful combination, a right uppercut. And he takes Klitschko down. And Klitschko was badly hurt then. And they stopped the fight, which is neatly, because, I mean, he went down 3 times in the 11th round, okay? Or he was about to be put down. But he was trying to survive. Believe me, he was trying to survive. But that's where I was like, okay, a star is born to me. You know, he did mandatories and he took the belt off of Parker because he just got the WBA. He had the IBF. He got the WBA. Now he fought for the WBO with Parker. Okay, that was a boring fight to me. All right, but when he fought Povetkin, he showed that, hey, he could take punches because, you know, Povetkin busted his face up pretty damn good. He did, you know, just a bit. And he showed that, hey, he could throw combinations together. And he was known for his right uppercuts and left hooks, I noticed. Yeah, the straight right was all right, but this guy was putting a nice little collection together with the combinations that he had. Okay, so based on what Malik Scott was saying, I just gave you guys a breakdown through the combination pool. Even with the Ruiz fight, before he got caught in the 3rd round, he threw a right uppercut which barely missed the chin of Ruiz. Then he catches him with a left hook. So that right, bop, bop, that was a beautiful combination. You know what I mean? I love a right hook. I love inside fighting. You know, the boxing is good. It's clever. It's footwork. It's timing. It's distance. Sure. But inside fighting is more grittier. It's more heroic. You know what I mean? I think it has more depth to it. You know, it surely shows more balls when you're on the inside and you're throwing shots and you're landing shots and you're in there, you know, and you're taking shots and you're landing yours. And he did that with a shorter guy. Now, he paid the price, but those combinations were priceless, okay? We've seen a little bit of it in the Pulev fight as well, you know, the pull counter. And you know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, this guy knows how to fight. You know what I mean? And it seems like he emptied everything he had to come over to Derek James after the Usyk losses, and now it seems like he's just starting all the way over. That's what it seems like to me. You know, but yes, I do agree with Malik Scott. I mean, this guy, his punch placement, it was better than guys like Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois and guys like that. Even Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury's punches were actually kind of sloppy. Look at the last fight he fought with Wilder. You know what I mean? They were unorthodox, which made them different because he threw them in a different broken rhythm. But they weren't really, you know, very placed shots. They were just shots that he winged. To be fair, though, Usyk does the same thing. He just throws these shots. He throws them off the pivot of where he's going to land because he can fight going forwards and backwards. Okay? Whereas Tyson has a similar ability, not style, but the similar ability to do the same thing. But Joshua had these combinations and they look very impressive. And it's sad, though, that we're not able to see those type of combinations that we saw back in the day, which Malik Scott mentioned. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Malik Scott and his further breakdown of Anthony Joshua and his beautiful combinations. And I think it's worth mentioning that it's good that Malik Scott knows boxing. And I think he's a fan of boxing rather than he's still a cheerleader, you know, by default, because he's training Wilder, and that's how you're supposed to be. However, you can tell this man here appreciates all aspects and styles in the sport of boxing. But anyway, again, you guys tell me what you think of Malik Scott breaking down Anthony Joshua and his counterpunching combo abilities. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!